Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. Ronathan calling with the corporate liaison team at How are you doing?
Good, thanks yourself.
I'm great, thanks. Reason for the call is I noticed a message you sent over to my team on social media, and I wanted to reach out and find out what happened.
Well, I spent $2,300 on a snowblower at the end of last year. I used it twice last year, one snowfall this year, and then I went to use it the next day, and the belt for the auger shredded.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've been buying MTD products for the last 40 years of my life. I had an MTD 8-horse that lasted me for over 20 years. The only reason I put it out to pasture is because...
Are you saying, was there a period where it wasn't used for a little while, like over the season?
Over the summer, I didn't use it.
Yeah. Did you remember to grease the belt before you started using it again the next season?
I didn't think it was necessary. I've never greased a belt in my whole entire life.
Yeah. On the newer models, you've got to grease the belt. If you don't grease the belt, it's been sitting there all summer. The belt gets dry. It deteriorates. You should know this, buddy. You should know this. I mean, I've been using these machines for a lot of years, and I've been a mechanic for the last 40 years, and there's belts that sit around for years, and you put one on and it's fine. So. I don't think so, sir. If they're made out of rubber,
I understand what they're made out of.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, you say you're a mechanic, but I'm not really getting that from what you're saying. I mean, you should know this. Do you not grease the belts on your car?
You don't grease belts, period.
Of course you grease belts. You always grease your belts, sir.
You never grease a belt.
Of course you grease your belt. You always grease your belt, sir.
Okay.
Well, you're the one here that's got a perished belt. Okay, my
I'm not
belt.
going to argue with you. All I'm saying is I'm not happy with the company. I'm not happy with the products, and that's it. You don't stand by the products. You don't stand by the products. That's fine. Like I told the person.
No. Hold on. I didn't say that. Hold on.
Nothing.
No. Hold on, son of a bitch. I didn't say we didn't stand by it.
Me?
I didn't say we didn't.
How dare you talk to a customer like that? Son of a bitch. Who's your manager?
I can get you a supervisor if you want to speak to a manager.
Yeah, please do.
A manager. Okay. Can you hold the line for one moment, please?
Oh, I can.
Thank you. One moment.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold.
Good evening. This is Michael.
Yeah, good evening, Michael. I was just talking. Somebody just called me in regards to a post that I put on social media with my unhappiness with the company.
Yeah, it looks like Ronathan just passed the call over to me.
Yeah, and as we're talking, he called me a son of a bitch.
Whoa.
Is that how you treat your customers?
I would never treat a customer like that. My gosh, I just don't understand. Was it just a normal civil conversation? He just said that out of nowhere?
Well, we're talking about having to grease belts. And I told him, I've owned MTD products for years. I've never greased a belt in my life.
What, greased belts? What do you mean greased belts? I'm confused. How did this come about?
I have a snowblower, and I just bought it at the end of last season. It was brand new. I have 3 uses on it, and the belt blew. And the guy, he's like, you have to grease those belts. Number one, you don't grease a belt. If you grease a belt, it's going to make it slip. I mean, you can put belt dressing on it, but, the thing is brand new. And that was my point. And he's like, listen, you son of a bitch.
Well, let me just understand. What was the original, can you just go into the original issue, just so I can get a feel?
I originally reached out to customer service. Mm-hmm. And explained to them what the problem was. I was curious if there was a problem with design or maybe a batch of bad belts. Understandable. And they're like, well, you have to call service. I called service. I spoke to a young lady who I couldn't understand because she didn't speak English or poorly. And she's like, you have to get a hold of somebody around your area. They can come out, look at it, and determine what it is. If it's something you did versus something's wrong with the product. I said, fine. I went on social media because that's, what we do nowadays. And I just posted something that, companies nowadays are nothing but in it for profit. And as long as they're getting paid, they can care less about customer service. And that's how I personally feel. It's not just your company. It's all large corporations.
Can I ask you a quick question? I mean, you didn't happen to mention the whole issue with you were having some issue with migrants or whatever. You didn't mention that to him, did you? Because he's definitely,
No, I didn't say anything
he's
about
also
migrants.
got an accent. Well, he's got an accent. So
I said I've been a mechanic for over 40 years. He's like, we're not very good at mechanic. Then he kept on talking.
I'm sorry. How old are you, sir? I'm sorry.
I'm 60 years old.
Okay, I see.
I'm not a kid,
No, absolutely not. No. So what can we? All right. So we have a couple of problems here. So we have the original complaint, and now you've got an issue with our customer service. So let's deal with the original complaint first, and then we'll deal with the customer service complaint. And I understand, if you're a mechanic, we can if we can get those credentials, that would definitely help. I don't know if you have them
I'm a school
handy.
teacher. You want I mean, that's what I teach. I teach collision repair.
Collision repair at a school?
Yeah, at a school, yes. And I've been doing that for 20 years, and for the 20 before that, I own my own collision shop with 10 employees.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay. Well, really, okay. So here's what I need from you. I need to understand what can I just my total goal here is to make sure that by the time we hang up this call, you're happy. We have an amicable result, right?
Okay.
We either get you compensated.
Sounds fair enough.
And so how can I help you with this ungreased belt?
Well, I'm just trying to find out if I went out and bought a belt. It wasn't a replacement belt because Home Depot and Lowe's didn't carry them. So I had to go to an automotive store. We matched it up.
No, for a belt, you're going to want to go to like a clothing store.
What's that?
You mean a belt for the snowblower or a belt like a...
Yeah, on the auger, yeah. The auger belt.
Okay.
The one that throws the snow?
Yeah, the snowblower. Okay.
Yeah. So I replaced it with a new belt, again, aftermarket belt. So
right, an aftermarket
I don't know
belt.
how long that's going to last. I was going to order the original equipment belt.
They last
but
quite a while.
I'm worried about if I keep on replacing belts, is there a problem with the design or when it was put together with something,
Oh, no.
I mean, I can go through it, but...
You did grease it, though. Like,
out,
you greased it first, right? Before you started using it, you, of course, greased it. At least with some WD-40 or something. Because you don't want the belt to grip. Yeah, you don't want the belt to grip. You need some lubricant there with a belt.
Yeah, that's why
you don't want it to grip.
I mean, I'll look at my maintenance, but I didn't see anything about having to take it apart and grease it every year.
But you didn't see, but you didn't look. You just said you'd look in the maintenance now, but you didn't look prior.
I will look at the maintenance now that it was brought to my attention.
Right. So now I just thought you were the expert. I apologize. Well, I assumed that you were the expert.
And if you grease an automotive belt, it's going to slip. It's not.
Then why
and
do
you
you
don't want it to
if you're an expert?
I am an expert when it comes to lube. I've used it time after time. I used to lube my husband's exhaust pipe all the time.
Sir.
Okay.
Excuse me? I'm not sure what you meant by that. Did you? My name is Michael. I'm basically
I hear somebody else, though. I am an expert when it comes to lube. Okay.
Okay, I understand that. But what I need to understand is if you said you read you didn't read the instructions and you're an expert, right?
I did not read the maintenance. Again, I've owned MTD products. I've owned Craftsman. Never once in my life was I told to, or did I ever lube a belt? Okay. Now that you're saying that's what the problem is, I'll go back and I will buy an OE belt and I will lube it, and we will see if this happens again.
But I mean, buying the OE belt, like you're already buying an aftermarket belt, right? Like if you buy an OE belt, you don't have to grease it.
I had to clear out a foot of snow.
Yeah, but you bought an OE belt. Like if you buy, you bought an aftermarket belt. If you buy an OE belt, you don't need to worry about that stuff. When you buy the aftermarket belt, there's a whole lot of extra stuff, and we definitely tell you about that. If you were to have reached out to us, or maybe you knew more about the situation,
here's the thing. It was a Sunday. The OE belt broke. Who am I going to reach out to?
To the manufacturer.
Which I did today, the next day.
Yeah, but see, we don't.
It's already after the fact. So you're saying you don't have to lube an OE belt. Is that what you're telling me?
We do not. An OE belt you do not have to grease, but an aftermarket belt you do. And if we had the ability,
belt, though, is fine. The OE belt was the one that snapped, and he said, "Did you grease it?" I said, "No. Why would I?"
Look, because you used an aftermarket belt, you do understand that the warranty is now void on that device.
It's fine because you know what I'm doing. Like I told the other person, I'm selling it. And I'm going to buy something that isn't owned by MTD because this is ridiculous.
Well, my goal is to make sure you still want to use MTD products.
You're not making a very good.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. You're just saying some very strange things about lube.
What's strange about it?
I don't understand.
I've only ever lubed something about. Fuck you. Why you got? Now you got somebody saying "fuck you" in the background. Fuck you.
That's you. That's you saying that. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not. I've only ever lubed a penises. Fuck you. Who's this?
Like you're saying weird stuff. Like,
that's
how
not
am I
me. This is you. I'm on a cell phone. You're the one who got.
This is me. This is me. That is
then
you.
Who's the other person on the line?
It sounds like you.
It's not me.
Then why does it sound like you? It doesn't sound like me.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. That was me saying fuck. The only time.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Somebody
what I'm trying to say.
Somebody else is on this line, and it's at your end.
Okay, wait.
So,
just let's step back for a second. Look, this is getting really heated.
I use KY jelly on the belt.
You hear that right now? Please stop yelling at me. My total goal is to make sure that this. You were just. Are you gaslighting me? Is this some sort of like gaslighting?
Fuck you. Dude, I'm 6 years old. I don't know what the hell gaslighting is. Fuck you.
Oh. Please just gaslighting was gaslighting was well before your birth. So you should know what gaslighting is. The movie Gaslight came out well before you were born.
You know what? This conversation is over with. I will contact somebody above you.
You will not. Do you want to talk to my manager?
Amazing work.
Maybe a customer survey?
Fuck you. Hello.
Good evening, sir. It's Ronathan with. I saw that you terminated the call with my supervisor, and I just wanted to make sure everything got resolved.
No, it did not. There was somebody else on the line saying obscene things, and the supervisor thought it was me, so I ended the conversation.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. Would you like to speak to a different supervisor?
No, you know what? I'm going to reach out to corporate, and I'll take care of it through them.
Well, I can get you someone at corporate if you want to speak to someone.
I feel more comfortable calling corporate tomorrow.
You be a little bitch then, all right? I don't care.
I'll be a little bitch, asshole.
A little bitch.
Piece of shit.
Dickhead.
Cunt.
Loser.
Goodness.
Fuck you!
I love the insult at the end.